Hey Tom, what's something that you've seen change the most drastically during the time that you've been in the nursery business industry?
Well, Cameron, I've been in this business a long time, so tractors instead of horses and buggies. No, I've been doing this for about 45 plus years.
Wow.
So when I first started in this business, landscapes were bigger. People had larger pieces of property. So you're kind of fortunate. You have a nice large piece of property. You have a property that's been around for a while. I'm lucky I have the same thing. But if I was buying a new house today, very few of those are on a lot much bigger than 5,000 or 6,000 feet. And you've got the house and the driveway and the garage, and people want to put in a pool and all these other things. So,
or a strip of grass for the dog.
Very seldom, do new backyards have enough room for a sprawling orchard.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the methodology has changed dramatically over the years, not only for home growers, but for commercial growers as well, where they used to plant, a commercial peach grower would put 120 trees on an acre of ground. Well, now they're putting 280, 320, 340. Wow. So they're putting a lot more trees on their acreage, and they're keeping those trees smaller and easier to manage so that they can actually grow up to 50% or 60% more fruit on that acreage
on
than
the
they
same
did
land.
before, on land where they can now have ease of manageability on the trees. So same thing for home growers, The days of a 20-foot plum tree are gone. Nobody's going to manage that anymore. I want to be able to go out and do my backyard chores in a matter of minutes, not hours or days. So I can't get up and thin a 20-foot tree. I can't get up and prune a 20-foot tree. I don't want to get up and harvest a 20-foot tree. So bringing the tree size back down to something that's manageable from the ground has been probably the biggest change over the last 30 years.
Instead of these gigantic orchards where you walk underneath the canopies and just kind of look up, you're saying that it's all coming down to more of this high density.
Absolutely.
Similar, maybe not as much successive ripening like a backyard grower would have in the same way, but they'll just do a whole lot of one kind.
Yeah.
But they're keeping it at a smaller size that's more manageable.
It's all about manageability. And you're right. For a commercial grower, using backyard orchard methodology for varieties wouldn't make any sense at all. They don't want 4 varieties in 10 feet. They want one variety on an acre, or 2 acres, or 50 acres.
Just come through, fill the boxes, bins.
That's right. Where but you got to consider, a commercial grower is looking for a lot of fruit all at one time. They want to go and harvest all that fruit, get it to market, get it sold, to get their check. It's what they do for their living. But you as a backyard grower, or me as a backyard grower, I have no need for a commercial expectation of peaches. What are you going to do with 200 or 300 peaches in a 2-week period of time?
Drown.
It doesn't make sense. If you're going to make quarts and quarts of peach jam or 100 peach pies and freeze them, yeah, maybe. But in general, in that same amount of space, in that same 100 to 200 square feet, instead of having one variety, I'd rather have 3 or 4 and get that harvest over an extended period of time. So I've got a May variety, a June variety, a late June, and maybe a mid-July. Mm-hmm. So I've got 2.5 or 3 months worth of fruit out of the same space where a commercial grower would get one harvest.
Yeah, I guess depending on the kind of fruit that you have, you can also change types of fruit. I mean, not just, you could have deciduous and then you can move to citrus if you're in a climate that can do that too.
Absolutely.
So you almost extend it even further in that same amount of space.
Yeah.
So if you really wanted some variety.
When you're considering multi-planting or planting on close spacings, as long as the rootstocks are compatible, as long as the same variety can be grafted onto the same rootstock, citrus, I can graft, an orange, a lemon, a lime, a mandarin, a grapefruit, a pomelo, kumquats, you name it. Dozens and dozens of cultivars can all be grafted onto the same rootstock. So they're all compatible as far as being planted on close spacings. Peach, plum, nectarine, apricot, almond can all be grafted onto the same rootstock. So they're all compatible for a tight space planting. So, we can even graft the varieties together. We sell a fruit salad tree that has a peach, a plum, an apricot, and a nectarine all grafted onto the same tree.
That's just gotta be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. People love it, Here's my peach. Oh, here's my plum. Oh,
yeah, walk
over
around to
here's
that
my
side of the
apricot.
tree.
Yeah, exactly. So, they're unique, but in a small space condition, they work out perfect.
That's really cool.